This is where I live. I'm a housewife. My name is Ellen Jones. That Tuesday in July started out just like any other day the past few months. There was no warning it was to be the most terrifying day of my life. I remember thinking how tired I felt. Even the housework seemed drudgery and so meaningless with George confined to his bed. No one to see or care even. And then I got scared, because I knew I was beginning to feel sorry for myself. George was the one who was ill, and he needed all of my thoughts and attention, and above all, my cheerfulness. I tried not to think about us, about George, how he'd changed. I told myself it was just my imagination, that things would be different when he was well and strong again. Then I thought I heard him call.
George, did you call? George, are you all right?
Yes, Ellen.
You want anything?
Not now. I've just begun work on an insurance report for the office.
Well, call me, dear, if you need me.
Okay.
Somehow I had an odd feeling. There was something about George's voice. I found myself thinking about the first time we'd met. How different he was in those days. I remember I was sitting in Dr. Graham's office. We were talking. I played one game of checkers and 2 games of rummy, and I'd written letters to a wife, a mother, and a sweetheart, and I listened for a half an hour to a homesick young ensign from Texas. He was awful cute. Now, what else can I do to help boost the morale around here, huh?
You could go out to dinner with me.
We'd get about halfway through the soup, and you'd get a call from the hospital.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my courting will have to wait till after the hostilities. There's a compound fracture down the hall who's waiting to see me, but I'll be tied up for a while.
Oh?
They tell me he's feeling blue. You see, his wife's expecting a baby in a minute. And I think he could stand some cheering up.
It's practically done. See you later, Anne.
Oh, I'm sorry. They told me I could find Dr. Graham in here.
You ought to be along any minute. Why don't you come on in?
Sure, thank you.
Are you a patient here, sir?
In a naval hospital? No. I'm just a friend of the doc's. Flew in last night with the ferry command. The only thing wrong with me is a double-barrel hangover.
Too bad.
Dr. Graham will be detained, so I'm taking you for an airing.
And maybe he doesn't want to go for an airing.
He doesn't.
There's nothing a woman likes better than shoving a man around.
Hello.
Hey. Who are you?
I'm Ellen Brown.
Doesn't suit you at all. It's much too plain.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'd tell my parents about it, but they're still back in Kansas City. Now, what can I do for you, young man?
I can think of a lot of things.
Oh? Well, shall we begin with a game of cards? Well, I could read the newspaper to you. I could write a letter for you. I know. I'll sit right here and you can tell me all about that wonderful baby you're expecting. The baby you're expecting.
Does Ripley know about this?
I beg your pardon?
Skip it.
Which is your bad leg?
Well, neither one of them's working very well today. Oh, my head.
Is your head bothering you?
Terribly. Both of them.
Would you like me to rub it for you?
You couldn't think of anything nicer.
Good. There. Now relax. Oh, close your eyes. Now just think of something pleasant. Pretty soon you'll be going home to your wife. Won't that be wonderful? Think what she looks like. How pretty she is.
Lovely. Beautiful blue eyes. Short nose. Soft brown hair. And lovely, kissable lips.
Well, there's nothing wrong with your morale, young man. I'll recommend to the doctor that you be sent home to your wife immediately. Hey, wait a minute. Wait, you're all dressed.
Naturally.
Well,
George.
Hello, Randy.
Son of a gun. What are you doing here?
Enjoying myself immensely?
his leg isn't even broken.
No.
No, it
Hey,
isn't.
Doc, what kind of nurses do you have around here anyway?
Hey, what goes on here, Ellen?
But when I came in here, he was lying there all covered up, and he let me make an absolute idiot of myself.
You're very much like Graham. Your Dr. Graham was going to find himself in exactly the same position as that little boy.
But we're not going to have him here again. But that doesn't change the fact that you're wrong about him. He's been wonderful to you, so thoughtful and given you so much time.
Maybe that's because he's a bachelor, huh? No home life.